Opinions, we've all got 'em. In this podcast, I'll discuss some intriguing, unpopular opinions and bring new insights, wisdom, stories, and perspectives to the conversation. Consider these opinions and shape your own. I'm your host, Chelsea Klender, certified coach, brand strategist, and web designer with RISEmpowerment. In this first episode of the Unpopular Opinion Podcast, I'll explain why I started this podcast. You'll learn why I'm going against the grain, my love of lifelong learning, and why I'm inviting you to shift your perspective through some unpopular opinions. You ready to get started? Let's get into it. Growing up, we all knew that kid that was outspoken, headstrong, and opinionated. Maybe you were related to one. Maybe you were friends with one. Maybe that kid was you. Well, I was that kid. Anyone who knows me well enough will know that opinionated is one of the words that best describes me. I've always been the type to go against the grain and challenge groupthink. God bless my parents who always took the time to listen to this outspoken kid. The kid who was always asking questions and was expressing her opinions all the time. Thanks, Mom and Dad. While my parents cultivated my curiosity, as you can imagine, the older I got, this trait wasn't always well received in certain circles, like school, work, friend groups. You get the idea. Eventually, I found a great place to apply my analytical and critical thinking skills as a mechanical engineer for the first 10 years of my career after college. Then, after leaving my corporate career, these skills translated well to my entrepreneurial endeavors, as I was able to think through complex situations, break down big ideas into digestible systems, and work my way through problems with ease. It's in my thirst for learning and quest for knowledge that I've come to appreciate critical thinking skills as an asset. So how do unpopular opinions show up in everyday life? Well, in reflection, I've observed that there is a learned behavior of rejecting differences of opinions, often to the point of argument, judgment, or even hatred. When did we forget the simple humanity of open-mindedness, of listening to others without having to agree or disagree? Simply listen to understand where they're coming from and hold space for their truths without it becoming an offense to our very being. I'll quote St. John Irving, who states, "Every man should periodically be compelled to listen to opinions which are infuriating to him. To hear nothing but what is pleasing to one is to make a pillow of the mind." Close quotes. My interpretation of that is that if you only listen to the opinions you agree with, it'll shut you off from reality, create an echo chamber of beliefs, and most importantly, it debilitates our critical thinking skills, all of which detach us from our true authentic selves. So how can you find your authenticity through your unpopular opinions? And by unpopular opinions, I mean the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. While it's a completely normal phenomenon to have a difference of opinion from someone else, I've come to understand that some closely held opinions, or stories we tell about ourselves, are keeping us stuck in a reality that we aren't really happy with. As I became educated and trained as a life coach, my own opinions and perspectives shifted. I challenged the stories I told myself about who I was. I did the work to uncover my truths, to form new perspectives that better align with my authenticity and my vision for who I wanted to become, not just the person I am today. This skill has single-handedly helped me heal from my life's experiences and shift my perspective for the better. It also gave me the unique skill of helping others to change their lives for the better, as I had done so for myself. There is so much to learn from our interactions with others and our lived experiences, if we have the proper tools and mindset to do so. And it all starts with adopting an open mind to explore new opinions, Get curious about our own stories and others' stories. And listen, really listen to understand instead of just listening to respond. Now, as a certified life coach, I am passionate about these skill sets and teach my clients how to use them to improve different aspects of their lives and businesses. So here I am, saying the quiet part out loud, going against the grain of what everyone else accepts as normal, sharing opinions and perspectives to help you remain open to new concepts, challenge your assumptions, and create a reality for your life that speaks to your authenticity. So what can you expect from the Unpopular Opinion Podcast? Well, as you might have guessed, expect lots of opinions. Some that you'll agree with and some that you won't. Some that may trigger you and some that will spark inspiration and motivation. You'll gain new knowledge, takeaways, and tools to apply to your own life. During these episodes, you will always hear me say, take what resonates and leave the rest. Not all the opinions will resonate with you, and that's okay. I thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. I hope this sheds some light on my vision and journey, and I hope you'll come along with me for the ride. I can't wait to share with you some life-changing, unpopular opinions. That's the unpopular opinion of the day. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and share with a friend. Also, be sure to visit my website and sign up for my email newsletter at RISEmpowerment.com. Thanks for listening. Remember to stay empowered and let's rise together.